all, it's your girl Diamond's Divine Creations. I am your host, Diamond. Thank you all so very much for joining me on this Christmas Eve. I do hope you all are doing well and feeling well. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment because, of course, that is your free way of showing your support to help grow my channel, guys, okay? So, of course, today's delicious dinner recipe is going to actually be a multitude of different things that I'm going to have to edit together for you all, guys. As it relates to some things that I'm cooking for the holidays, guys. So as you can see, I'm starting off with my you have sweet potatoes here, guys, okay? We're going to be doing a sweet potato cream pie, guys, okay? And then I'm going to do a red velvet cheesecake, and I believe I'm going to show also how to make homemade cornbread dressing, guys, okay? So, yeah, anyway, guys, without further ado, we're going to get started and jump right in because I have a whole lot to do, guys, and then we're going to piece this thing together for you all, okay? As you can see here, I have a bowl of sweet potatoes here, okay? So obviously, whether you want to make a regular sweet potato pie, okay, because all the ingredients that I'm going to put in here is going to be the mixture for a regular sweet potato pie, okay? The ingredients for the what makes it a cream pie as well is the cheesecake, okay, which is a whole nother set of ingredients, okay? So, whether you want to make this particular dessert that I am doing, which this is my first time actually showing, myself doing this pie, this recipe in particular, okay? But if you want to make a regular sweet potato pie, you're going to need, obviously, sweet potatoes, guys, okay? You also need butter, you need milk, you need eggs, you need nutmeg, you need cinnamon, vanilla extract, and of course, your pie crust, okay? Those are your simple ingredients that you would need to make a sweet potato pie, okay? So you usually need like 4 large sweet potatoes, like, or either a pound of sweet potatoes, guys, okay? And the reason why you already see this process here is because you need to peel. I'm going to be making actually some sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, guys, so I have some more over here. But you're going to need to peel your sweet potato, guys, okay? Wash those up real good, peel them, okay, and put them in a clean pot of water and boil them till they are soft and tender, okay? To the point of being mushy where you can break it down and almost, smash it into almost like a mashed potato, like, okay? And you probably need to boil them for probably, depending on how high your heat is, okay, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, because your sweet potato is a little bit harder potato than a regular potato, guys, okay? So you're going to start off with 4 large sweet potatoes, or at least 1 pound, guys, okay? Once you get those nice and soft and tender, you're going to put them, let them cool, put them in a bowl, and take a spoon and just break them down, smash them down really well, and then you can take your blender and you can blend it to until it's soft and smooth like this, guys, okay? From there, you're gonna need a half a cup of butter, softened, okay, room temperature softened butter, not melted but softened, okay, guys? You're gonna need a half a cup of milk, 2 large eggs, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and your pie crust, okay? And it's going to be ready to go. You're going to blend all that together, and then you can pour it into your pie crust, okay? For those of you all who don't like the hustle and bustle of cooking things from scratch, you can buy like canned sweet potato filling or what have you. Like, they have the pumpkin filling, every other kind of pie filling or whatever, and put that thing in your your pie crust, bake it, and go on, okay, or whatever. Even with the can filling, I would definitely still tell you to add some nutmeg and some cinnamon, ground cinnamon, okay, maybe even a dash more of vanilla extracts or whatever to flavor, because those canned fillings, especially when like the sweet potato, the pumpkin, things like that or whatever, It has those ingredients in it, but it's probably not going to be to the taste to be flavorful like homemade, like, okay? But of course you can just, pour it out of can and do what you want to do with it like that, guys, okay? So we're gonna move on to our next step here. We're going to add our half a cup of softened butter, guys, okay? And a half a cup is 1 whole stick of butter, guys, okay? So we're going to add that softened butter to our sweet potato mixture, guys. And you can break this up, mash it down however you want to in your sweet potatoes. Kind of mash it in, and then you can blend it. To make sure you got it broken down to your liking, guys, okay? So that's what we're going to do here. The blender is going to be kind of loud, so I'm going to let you see me do this, and I'm going to blend this up, guys, okay? We're going to, real quick, and then we're going to move on to the next step, guys. I hope you all are having a good holiday season. I was so disappointed when I got up this morning, guys, because the enemy is always at work, child, okay? Why I get up, I don't know where y'all from, honey, where y'all at, what's going on, where you all are at, y'all, but I kid y'all not, it is raining, okay? It's pouring down raining. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is nothing but the work of the devil. They're geoengineering the weather. I was so disappointed, guys. I'm like, they're doing this on purpose. Like, I'm trying to rain on people's parade. Like, whenever does it rain on Christmas, for goodness sakes, okay? Y'all, and it's supposed to rain, like, oh, we're not talking about, like, sprinkles, okay? Like, it is kind of, sprinkling or whatever, but it's supposed to rain, like, all day, okay? And tomorrow, too, I get up, I'm looking at the forecast, I'm like, wow, really? So that's how we doing it. But, I was going to be at home anyway. I just do some other things, though, for the community and different things like that at holiday time. And I just feel like the enemy knows it and just wants to, like, rain all over that. Just, how it is. When you're doing good deeds, it seems like everything evil, wicked, or, just an annoyance is in your way to prevent you from doing your God-given mission or something. Okay, guys? But anyway, honey, we're going to blend this thing together real quick, y'all. Okay, guys, so we got that done. We're going to be adding us a half a cup of milk to our mixture here, guys. And we're just going to be adding that. Okay. We're also going to add us 2 large eggs. And if you want to, you can kind of mix these together, lightly beat these together before you pour them in, but you don't have to. Okay. We're also going to be doing a half a teaspoon of nutmeg and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, guys. So this is your ground nutmeg, and this is your ground cinnamon. Okay. Pour that in here as well. And then we're going to add our vanilla, guys, okay? I'm also adding a little bit more, like a special ingredient, okay, that I'm not going to share, okay, but all the other ingredients I'm telling you is what you need to put in here, okay. It can go without my special ingredient, but it's something else extra I add, okay. So we're gonna do our vanilla. Extract just like that. Okay. And we're going to blend this all together, guys, and our batter is going to be ready once we get this all blended to go in our pie crust. Okay, y'all, honey, I totally forgot to tell y'all you need a cup of sugar as well, guys, okay? So we're going to be adding our cup of sugar. I know it was like, it's something else. But you're going to be all the other ingredients I said and your cup of sugar, guys. And keep on blending this thing until all of that butter is broke down in there really, really well. Everything is blended in really good. This is what your filling should be looking like. Make sure you have everything blended really good, y'all. Okay, guys, so using 4 sweet potatoes or 1 pound, this should, this is like enough mixture for you to make 2 pies, okay, guys? Of course, if you want to make only 1 pie, then maybe you could like halfen the ingredients, but it's just a lot easier to make, you know, follow the recipe with the ingredients as is, and just, you know, have 2 pies, honey, okay? But I know when it comes to like single family homes and different things like that, people like to make smaller portions, so not to waste food and everything, guys, okay? But even your pie crust comes in tubes, okay? Not unless you're making your pie crust from scratch, okay? So I always get the deep dish pie crust, okay? You can get just regular pie crust if you just rather to have a regular size pie. Okay, so these are the pie crusts that I'm using here, okay, and like I said, they are the deep dish, okay. So one of these I'm going to make regular, and the other we are going to make a strawberry, oh gosh, I make strawberry cream pies too, guys, okay? I was getting ready to say strawberry cream pie. We're going to make the sweet potato cream pie in, okay, guys? So, whenever you get your filling mixture ready, like this is ready, set, go, okay? So, you're just going to pour in your pie filling, okay? into your pie crust. Of course, you don't want to fill it all the way to the rim, okay, because it needs baking room. Okay, but you're going to pour that in there. And spread it all out evenly. Just like that. And this is going to be ready to bake. It's going to be ready to go in the oven, okay? So I always bake my pies, like you can put it in the oven like this if you want to. Some people bake like that, okay? I usually bake like on a baking sheet. Like, so if you have like a baking pan, sheet pan, okay, you can set it on there, okay? Okay, so just like that, guys, okay? So that's your sweet potato pie. I kind of got some on the sides of this. And you're going to set the rest of your mixture aside until we get our cheesecake filling ready. And then on the strawberry, I keep saying strawberry cream pie. On the sweet potato cream pie, guys, okay, you actually put your cheesecake in first, okay? You can put your cheesecake in first, and your cheesecake filling, and then put the sweet potato filling, okay? However, sometimes, usually when I do it, I put my cheesecake filling in the bottom of the pan, okay? And all you need is like, you know, a thin layer, okay, of the cheesecake filling. You can set it in the oven for about 30 minutes, let it bake, do its thing, start baking, and then put your sweet potato filling on top of that, and then put it back in the oven if you want to do it like that. However, you can, you know, just stack them both on there and put it in the oven at one time and be through with it and let it bake, okay? Also, guys, I would say that you definitely may want to bake your sweet potato, a regular sweet potato pie for about 55 minutes to 60 minutes, so like an hour, just round it up to an hour, okay? However, you may want to go a little bit longer with the sweet potato cream pie. So this is like a baking sheet like I'm talking about, and I'm going to put both of these pies on here, and we're going to bake them together, guys. Also, if you blend just a little bit longer, you can get your mixture smoother. I just kind of like a smoother mixture, okay? But it's not uncommon to see, you know, remnants of that butter still in there, okay? It's supposed to be like that. It's going to completely melt and disappear once you start baking, guys, okay? So this is how much mixture we have left, and as you can see, I've blended this thing to the point where you can't even see that butter or whatever that we put in there. But the little specks that you still see in there, that's from the butter that we used, okay? And because it wasn't melted, it was just softened, it's still going to be, like, you'll see little specks of it, you know what I'm saying, almost like sprinkles or something, but that's just the butter, okay? But it's going to blend in and, you know, all mesh together and everything once you start baking, guys, okay? So, now we're going to start on our cheesecake mixture, guys, okay? For your cheesecake. Now, for a regular cheesecake, the ingredients that you're going to need is 8 ounces of cream cheese, okay, a cup of sugar, a cup of sour cream, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 4 eggs, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, okay, and just a pinch of salt, okay? That's your regular cheesecake blend. However, you can buy cheesecake filling, okay? If you buy cheesecake filling, you don't need to bake it. You don't have to bake it, like you can, okay? But you don't have to bake it. You could just bake your pie first. Bake the sweet potato pie first, and then you can put your cream cheese mixture or your cheesecake mixture on top, okay? If you don't want to bake it, and you know what I'm saying, and do it like that, or what have you, okay? Because like the pre-made, already made, like cheesecake filling you can buy in the stores, it's like it's no bake cream cheese cheesecake anyway, okay? So you can just add it to whatever type of pie filling or whatever you want to, okay? And you don't have to bake it, guys, okay? So let's get to that. Okay, guys, so you're gonna see me use for those of you who only want to make a small cheesecake filling portion, you can use only 1 8-ounce of cream cheese, but you're gonna see me use 2 because I'm making other cheesecakes, okay? So I'm only gonna use a part of this filling here, guys, okay? So you're gonna start off with your cream cheese. If we can get the package open, okay? And this is 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese here. Whatever brand to your liking, okay? Also, guys, all of your ingredients need to be room temperature. So, like I took the ingredients out, like I'm gonna say last night, but it was actually like the wee hours of this morning, to make sure they were room temperature. So I think I took them out. It probably was around like 1, 2 a.m. or what have you, to make sure they're room temperature, okay? Like even your eggs need to be room temperature. Your cream cheese needs to be room temperature, and your sour cream. Okay, so we're going to get our cream cheese in here, guys. Let's get this back. Hopefully y'all can see this. So we got one open there. We're going to get this other one open and we're going to add it in, okay? You're going to blend it down first. Break up that cream cheese. And then we're going to add our sugar next, okay? And with cheesecake, you add one ingredient at a time, okay? And blend it in each time. Blend or mix it in each time, okay? To make sure that you have everything all blended together, guys, okay? So as I said, I'm using 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, which is going to make a bigger portion because I'm making other cheesecakes, okay? Okay, guys, so we're going to break this thing down first, okay? And then we're going to add our sugar. If you want to smash this down with a spoon, you can. It's just a lot easier with a blender. And it's going to still kind of be kind of lumpy like. But it's going to soften all the way up. Well, it's already softened, but it's going to like spread out once you add your other ingredients. But as you can see, when you use cream cheese at room temperature, it really kind of, it's creamy anyway. So it just kind of fills out the way it needs to, guys, okay? So we're going to use 1 cup of sugar. You can add a 1/4 cup as well if you want to. Okay, so like 1, I'm going to put 1 and 1/4. If you're only using an 8-ounce, just use 1 cup, okay? If you're going to use 2 8 ounces of cream cheese, use 1 cup and 1/4 of a cup. Okay. And now we're going to blend in our sugar. Okay, your cream cheese mixture should be looking just like that, guys. Okay, so now we need our cup of sour cream, okay? 1 cup of sour cream is 8 ounces, okay? So small container of cream cheese. Or not cream cheese, guys. What is this? Sour cream. Is all you need. And then we're going to, you can fold this in if you would like, guys, okay? And we're just going to fold that cream cheese in. Into our cream cheese and sugar mixture, guys. Make sure you scrape along the sides and get all that excess cream cheese that kind of spread out. And I'm just going to fold this in real quick. Like I said, it is quicker to use the blender. But you don't really have to for the sour cream. You can just kind of fold it in. Okay? Just like that, guys. Okay, guys, so we are going to now add our tablespoon of vanilla extract. Okay. Pour it right in there. And then we're going to need 4 eggs, okay? If you're only using 1 8 ounce, you can use 3 eggs, okay? But I'm using 4 since I did 2 8 ounces, okay? And you just want to give it a little stir like that, okay? You don't want to ultra scramble them, but just kind of blend that egg yolk in with the egg white, okay? Just like that. Before we add this in, we're going to do we're going to do 2 teaspoons of 100% lemon juice, guys. Okay. Just like that. And we're just going to do just a pinch of salt. Like literally just like a dash, okay? No more than that. Just like that. Okay, guys. We're going to mix that in. And then we're going to add in our eggs here, guys. Okay, and we're going to blend this together. You're going to make sure you scrape down the sides of your bowls as well, guys. So make sure you're getting all those ingredients in there, and then you want to continue to mix it a little bit more to make sure that everything is blended in perfectly. Okay. You also can fold this in like this as well. Okay. Scraping along the bottom to make sure we're getting up all that cream cheese at the bottom and everything is getting blended in the way it needs to, guys. Okay. You see how it makes so much more? Like in the beginning, you put that 1 8-ounce or those 2 8 ounces in there, and you break it down, it don't even look like it's going to make a lot. Okay. But even with this right here, this is enough to make 2 cheesecakes. Okay. Unless you're using like a springform plan or something like that, and you want to make like one of those big thick like New York style type cheesecakes or what have you, and you put it all in one big springform pan or what have you, but like pie crust size, you could literally make like, you could actually squeeze like 3 out of this. Okay. But I usually just make 2. But I actually think I'm going to make 3 because I'm making a red velvet cheesecake and a green velvet cheesecake. With the green velvet is the same thing as the red velvet. It's just the food coloring is different. Okay, that's it, guys. So you're going to scrape along the sides again, fold it over again just to make sure everything's all blended in the way you want it to be. Okay, just like that, and that is your cream cheese, your your cheesecake mixture, guys. Okay, for those of you who like baked cheesecake. My words are getting all miscombobulated. Okay, guys, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our other pie crust, okay? Regular pie crust here. And we're going to add a small portion to the bottom of our pie crust, guys. Just like that, okay? You don't want to fill it up too high, okay? Because it's going to rise as it bakes, okay? Just like that, guys. Okay, and so you're gonna sit this in the oven with our we're gonna sit this in the oven, guys, with our other sweet potato pie that we made. You're gonna let this cook for about 30 minutes, okay, guys? Where it'll give it time to like thicken up a little bit, get solid a little bit, and then we're going to add our sweet potato mixture on top of there, okay? So I'm going to put these in the oven just like this, guys. Okay, guys, so we're going to take the rest of our cream cheese mixture, or I keep saying cream cheese. This is our cheesecake. The rest of our cheesecake mixture, guys, okay? To make this a red velvet cheesecake from here, you need every ingredient that I just used, okay? It's only missing 4 other ingredients to turn it into a red velvet cheesecake, guys, okay? So, we are going to use, we need some cocoa, okay? So, we're going to use, like 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa, guys, okay? Just like that. We're going to give this a blend in really quick. I'm going to scrape along the sides to get that excess cocoa that kind of went everywhere. And you can fold it in if you like. Just like so. Make sure you scrape in the bottom of your bowl. Okay? Because you want to make sure all of your cheesecake filling, you have no white streaks in there from your cheesecake filling, guys. You want to mix it all in really good, okay? Just like that. We also need we also need 1 teaspoon of distilled white vinegar, okay? So this is our vinegar here, guys. And we're going to add a teaspoon of vinegar. And we also need, a half a cup of buttermilk, guys, okay? So this is your buttermilk. Yeah, half a cup of whole buttermilk, guys. And we're going to add this in as well. I love this darn red velvet cheesecake, y'all. But I kid you not, there is nothing else I use buttermilk for except for like cornbread. So I'm going to use some when I make the homemade cornbread. I just really hate, and you know, it's no wonder you only can get like buttermilk in like these little small containers like this, okay? I think they have like the half a gallon size. I don't even think, I mean, yeah, it may be half a gallon or what have you. But yeah, most people don't use buttermilk all the time. So if you're like only making, if you're only making this pie, you would need a very little bit for this pie. And then you got buttermilk sitting in your refrigerator that's likely to go bad before you can think of something else to use it for. But thankfully, with it being the holiday, I can use it in my cornbread or, you know, other things. You can find other things to cook when you're making several different dishes. But, you know, most people make, you know, an entree and a couple sides or something when they cook dinner or whatever, and most meals just don't entail buttermilk. And it's not good to just drink by itself, but anyway. So that's my little pet peeve with buttermilk. I have to figure out some other things to use buttermilk for. Okay, guys, so we're just gonna blend that in just like that, y'all, okay? Mix in that buttermilk, that vinegar, that cocoa really good, okay? And then we're gonna need red food coloring, guys, okay? So, depending on how red you want your red velvet, determines how much. This is only a 1 ounce, okay? Determines how much food coloring you use, okay? But like I told you, I'm gonna make a, if I can get this thing open, I'm going to make a green velvet as well. So I'm going to use a green food coloring also. It totally sucks, guys, when you have to, when you can't find just the red food coloring by itself. It's like the only food coloring for the most part that's sold by itself. Like, I think you can get the other colors by itself, but like they have these 4-packs where you get like 4 different colors or what have you, okay? And most people, they need that red food. So all the other food coloring just sits in their cabinet and you're trying to figure out what the hell to make with all this other food coloring, y'all. They're my pet peeves with food items. So this is the reason why once a year when I do these cheesecakes or whatever, I decide to do some in another color, and why not green for, you know, the holiday or what have you, guys. So that's how I started making. I've never seen anybody else make a green velvet anything. It's usually red velvet blah 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 or whatever. I've never seen anybody else make a red velvet cheesecake besides me. This is the first time ever that I'm sharing this recipe. My granny used to make the best freaking red velvet cake on the face of the darn earth, y'all. And so I got the idea from that. And I actually taught myself how to make a red velvet cake a while back, because I've actually made a red velvet cheesecake cake before or what have you, trying to, but I'm like, no, I don't, you know, it was really, really good, but my granny's red velvet cake was like so freaking good and more, she cannot even believe it. And then I was like, what about I love cheesecake, so I'm like, what about a red velvet cheesecake? So I tried it one day, honey, and this is what I came up with. But anywho, okay, let's see, what else? So if you only want to make a red velvet cheesecake, okay, you need 2 8-ounce packs of cream cheese. You need 1.5 cups of sugar. You need 4 large eggs, slightly beaten. Okay, you need 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay. You can add an extra, you know, half a teaspoon to that as well. You need 1 teaspoon of distilled white vinegar, 1 cup of sour cream, room temperature, a half a cup of whole buttermilk, red food coloring, okay? And I usually use the Oreo crust, okay, y'all? But do y'all know they discontinued it? Like, it was around for, like, ever. And then they just, all of a sudden, one day, discontinued the Oreo crust. So you can't find it anywhere, guys, okay? And I was searching and searching and searching, and I found somebody that had it. Like, you can't buy it in stores anymore, but you can order it. Y'all, why the hell that one pie crust was like $70-some, $100 and something? I was like, the devil is a lie, okay? But anyway, also, guys, I'm going to be adding a bit of flour. I always add flour in my cheesecakes, okay? And somebody's probably thinking like, why? It keeps your cheesecake from cracking. Okay? Yeah, so since they discontinued the Oreo cheesecake, I'm like, but red velvet cheesecake needs a chocolatey crust, okay? Which you can buy the pack of Oreos, break down the Oreos, really, really fine till cookie crumbles, okay? Add you some butter and, you know, press it down in your pan and you got your Oreo crust, okay? But they used to come where you could buy them in the stores, okay? But now, since they discontinued it, they have this chocolate nut pie crust here, okay? Y'all, it is so good. It literally has like walnuts and pecans embedded in the chocolate crust, guys. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to be using that. And I seen a new one this year, so I'm going to try this one as well. This one is gluten-free. This is just a chocolate pie crust here, okay? It's a chocolate snap or what have you, but this chocolate nut pie crust, y'all don't even understand, child. Okay, it is so good. All right, guys, so let me see what I want to do, how I want to do, because I need to put a bit of this to the side. Okay, so I'm gonna pour some of this mixture in another bowl, guys, just like that. And because I'm going to put food coloring, a different color food coloring in there, okay? I'm going to scrape down the sides of our bowl again. Just like that. Okay, guys, and we're going to add our food coloring. I'm just going to pour it all in there. It's going to be a nice, pretty, Christmassy, bright red color, okay? Alright, guys, and then you're just going to give this a blend really quick and blend up again. Okay, guys, and there's your red velvet cheesecake. Okay, so first we're going to scrape down the sides again, and we're going to fold it just to make sure everything is blended. Just like that, y'all, okay? And this is ready to pour. In our pie crust, okay? So we're just gonna get our pie crust open here. We're gonna pour our filling in, and this is gonna be ready to go into the oven. Oh, I almost forgot. I literally just told y'all I do this, and then I forgot to do it. Okay, so we're going to be adding, I usually add like one or two, like 2 tablespoons of flour, guys, okay? And this keeps your cheesecake from cracking. so now we can pour this in our crust. And you want to bake, your cheesecakes need to bake for about maybe like an hour and a half. Okay. You let it bake for like an hour and a half, and then turn your oven off and let your cheesecake sit in the oven while your oven cools down. Okay, guys, so that's our red velvet. Okay. Just like that, guys. Okay, and we're going to do, look at that. I still have some left over here. It's like that every every freaking year. I always have extra batter. I need to figure out to do something with. Okay. So we're going to set this aside. We have the rest of our mixture here. And we're going to add us some green food coloring to this one, guys. Oh shoot, did that sprinkle on my thingy? Okay, guys. Okay, guys, so as you can see, our cheesecake mixture is starting to rise some. Okay, so we're going to now add our sweet potato mixture on top of it and finish baking this for like another hour. You're just going to put the filling on just like so. And we're going to spread it out right on top of that cheesecake, guys. Looks like I'm even going to have some extra filling. I'm going to try to get it all in here though. Just like that, guys. Yeah, and I still got a little bit extra. Okay, guys, just like that. Okay, and we're going to put this back in the oven, and we're going to let it finish baking, guys. And then we're going to fill in our other pie crust. As you can see, I mixed the green, so this is the green velvet cheesecake. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, I do apologize for that interruption, guys. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to fill this this pie crust with our green velvet here. Sorry about that scraping noise. I'm gonna get that all in here, guys. Just like that. And I have a little bit more of the red velvet. I wonder if I want to do something different and maybe blend it, kind of like. I wonder how would that look. Okay, so I'm gonna get this out in here like that. And see, I still have a bit more of the red. So I wonder if I want to, I might do something, I wonder if I could layer it. I was sitting up here thinking, guys, about experimenting, excuse me, layering on the green portion on there and see how that comes out. I think that's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna try to attempt something new and see how it comes out. This one's for the house anyway, so I can experiment it. Or experiment with it. I don't know why my words are so miscombobulated, for goodness sake. And I'm still going to have some extra. This is not even going to do the trick of getting rid of the rest of the batter, but I just wanted to attempt to do something here and see how I can work this out. Let's see if we can kind of make some swirlies or something. Like that. That's cool, huh, y'all? That's my first time doing that. But this one looks festive, right? Okay, guys, so we're going to get this in the oven. You need to bake these for about an hour and a half, guys, okay? Okay, guys, so this is our finished product. As you can see in the back, we have our red velvet cheesecakes, okay? This is the traditional red velvet cheesecake that I do. I did something a little different with this one. I usually make like a green velvet cheesecake as well, just to kind of switch it up for, you know, Christmas theme, okay? But I kind of did a little swirly action with it today, just to be doing something different, guys, okay? And so, as you remember, we did a sweet potato pie, okay? That's that finished product. And we also did a sweet potato cream pie, okay? And that's that one as well, okay? So yeah, that's how that's looking, guys, okay? So I'm gonna finish letting these cool. We're gonna do the toppings that goes on them. Well, for the red velvet cheesecake, it comes with a creamy topping as well, guys, okay, with the pecans on top or what have you. I don't need to do anything else with the sweet potato pies, so we're just going to wrap those up and let those cool, and they're all ready for tomorrow. Now over here, guys, real quick, I want to show you all something because, and I know somebody is like, what the hell is that? Okay, I totally get it. That's why I'm showing it to you, okay, because I've seen so many people online attempting to make greens, okay, and they just kind of take them out their grocery bag and throw them in their pot, okay. That's not how you cook greens. First of all, you have to clean your greens and let your greens soak for like at least a couple hours or so, okay. Could even, you know, maybe even longer if you want to, guys, okay. This is the water after I allowed my greens to clean and soak, guys, okay. Do you see how dirty that looks, okay? That's what comes off of your greens, y'all. Wash your vegetables, okay? Wash your meats, okay? Just because the store may or may not rinse it off, you don't know what the hell they do, okay? And it ships from you don't know where, and before it even gets to the grocery store, guys, okay? So yeah, wash your food, guys, okay? We don't want anyone getting sick or anything like that. But I wanted to show you all that really quick, okay? So, as you can see here, I'm going to be doing some mixed greens. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I did like mustard greens and turnip greens, or mustard greens and... I did a mixture, okay, of the greens. You know, they come different. You can get mustard greens, you can get turnip greens, you can get different type of greens, okay? So, I did a mixture on the greens, guys, okay? So, they're in my pot. They're ready to get going. This is how your greens should look after they have been soaked and washed, okay? And when you're soaking and washing them, you want to pull your greens off of those huge stems that they come on in different things, okay? You don't put a whole... You know what I'm saying? You know, just a whole batch of greens in your pot and just start cooking them. You have to soak them, you have to clean them, and you want to pull the greens off of those big old stems and throw those big stems away at the end, okay? You can leave some of the, like the upper stem on there on some of the greens, but that bottom, the thicker portion of the stem, you definitely want to pull that off, guys, okay? It's not necessarily to cook that when making your greens, guys, okay? So, of course, there are many other things that go into cooking greens. You need your onions, you need your bell pepper, you need whatever salt meat you're going to make, okay? You need your seasonings, you need your garlic, your vinegar, multitude of different things. So we're going to get to that. This is just the process after cleaning the greens, letting them soak for a few hours, couple hours, few hours, what have you, if you got time for that, if you're starting early. Because greens also take a long time to cook to get them really, really tender. You're supposed to cook your greens for probably, like, at the very least, like, you know, a couple hours, a few hours, for sure. Get them really, really good and right, okay? Greens is not a fast process, okay? You don't just boil greens, you know what I'm saying, with no seasoning and, you know, just kind of throw in, you know, some vinegar and some sugar and think you got some greens, some good greens, okay? It's like a lot more of a process that goes into it, guys, okay? So, yeah, this is just the process from us cleaning and picking our greens to letting them soak, getting them in the pot, and getting everything ready. Now, we're going to prep all of the stuff on the side that goes in there. Our garlic, we're going to use whole garlic cloves, guys, okay? And a multitude of different seasonings from onion powder to pepper and whatever salts you use, whether it's sea salts or regular salts or what have you, garlic powder, many different seasonings, guys, okay? And then whatever salt meat you want to use, okay? Greens are really good with, like, turkey wings or turkey necks or something like that, or you could do a salt meat or what have you. Some people may use bacon or fatback or something like that. You can use ham. You can use whatever kind of salt meat you want to use in your greens, guys, okay? But we're going to get to that in a minute. Okay, guys, so as you can see here, I have my sweet potatoes going. As it relates to the sweet potatoes, you're going to peel your sweet potatoes and you're going to boil them so they're like at least to the point where you're able to stick a fork through them, but not to the point of them being like really mushy and soft or what have you. After you boil those for about, I don't know, about maybe 30 minutes, about 30 minutes or so, okay? You're going to let them cool, drain the water off of them. You can rinse them off again if you want to. Then you're going to cut them up into little pieces, okay? From there, guys, you're going to add several slices of butter, brown sugar, rather light or brown sugar, whichever one you prefer. You're also going to use ground nutmeg as well as cinnamon, guys. And I also put honey in mine, okay? Now, you're going to put that back in your pot, your sweet potatoes and all those ingredients, okay? You can use water. just a little bit. Only fill it like halfway, like over the potatoes, okay? Because they've really already kind of cooked some, okay? But I also use orange juice sometimes, guys, okay? So you could do half water, half orange juice, or you could just cook it the rest of the way in orange juice, okay? It gives us this really sweet, flavorful, tangy kind of flavor if you want to do that, okay? And just let it simmer and cook. You're going to cover it up, okay? There's a little bit more I'm going to do to it when it's done. For those of you who just want regular sweet potatoes, you can eat it like, you know, as is once it's done, okay? However, I'm going to kind of do these kind of sweet potato casserole style, okay? So when they're done, I'm going to transfer them to a different pan, and I'm going to add some pecans and some mini marshmallows, guys, okay? And we're going to put it in the oven and let that melt on top. It is really, really good, okay? Okay, guys, as you can see, I got the greens going here. You probably remember in the other clip, I showed you how it is very, very important, okay? It is imperative for you to wash your greens, guys, okay? Wash your greens and then let them soak for about 2 hours. Then you want to drain that water off of them. You're going to transfer them to your pot with some fresh water, as well as your vinegar. I have green and red bell pepper here. I have the garlic cloves. I have onions, regular onions, as well as green onions, okay? Just a little bit of sugar, okay? Maybe, depending on how much greens you're fixing, I would say about a half a cup, maybe. It just kind of depends on how much you're fixing, guys, okay? Yeah, I also use vegetable broth, okay? You can use totally just all vegetable broth, or you can do the water. You can just do the vegetable broth with the vinegar, or you can use vegetable broth, vinegar, and the water, guys, okay? So as you can see, the greens are going here, okay? I haven't added my salt meat yet, okay? Because I don't want my... I'm going to add it in a minute, guys, okay? But I wanted to go ahead and show you what the greens are looking like thus far. For those of you who have never really made greens from scratch, fresh, guys, okay? Also, guys, I want to tell you that also on the greens, I use several different seasonings on the greens, guys, okay? So I use the onion powder, garlic powder, I use lemon pepper, as well as regular black pepper. I use a little bit of salt, okay, regular salt or sea salt you can use, okay. What else? I also put just a little bit of, I put a little bit of hot sauce, Louisiana hot sauce in my greens to, as it's cooking as well, guys, okay. I also used the Tajin seasoning, or you can use regular seasoning salt. I use cayenne pepper, so you use several seasonings in your greens. I need to get that thing just right, guys, okay. So here's my ham, guys, okay. I'm going with the spiral honey ham here, okay. I have a little bit of seasoning on here. You don't have to do the seasoning if you don't want to. It just gives it more flavor. I'm used to doing it when I make like a whole ham, okay. But as you can see here, I'm going to make my glaze here. So I already have me some light brown sugar in here, and those clumps that you see there is from the honey that I've put in here already, guys, okay. So for the glaze that we're going to pour over it, you're going to just use your light brown sugar, okay. You're going to use some 100% honey, guys, okay. Also, we're going to be using cherries here, so I have cherries, okay, guys. So you can put just a little bit of water in here if you want to soften it up or what have you, for your glaze, okay, guys. Or you can even do like a little bit of orange juice or something like that. It just depends on the kind of flavor you want it to have, guys, okay? Also, guys, I just added like a sprinkle full, okay? Like seasonings worth, you know, just kind of by eye. A little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, and I added just like a dab, like a dash, okay, of vanilla, guys, okay, vanilla extract, okay. So I'm going to blend that in really well, and I think I may just do a little bit of water. I have orange juice in there, but for the sake of the video, guys, we're just going to add a little bit of water for our glaze here. Oh, guys, sorry. So we have our brown sugar glaze here. Hopefully I can see this pretty good. Give it a stir, guys. Make sure you blend all of those ingredients. And like I said, you don't have to, but you can. I'm also going to drizzle. Since this ham is already sliced, guys, it's like pretty easy prep. We're going to drizzle some honey. This one is almost gone, guys, so excuse that. We're going to drizzle some honey on our ham here, okay? And we're going to add our glaze as well, guys, okay? Okay, guys, so I'm just going to use a turkey baster here. And we're going to get some of this, and we're just going to add this to the ham. Sorry, guys, my hand is in the way. I usually record all this kind of stuff on my other device, which I'm going to do the rest of it on it, okay? But I'm literally trying to do this thing like this. So you're basically just going to put your brown sugar on your ham, guys. And this is a honey baked ham as well. It's good if you get a honey baked ham. Some of them even come with like brown sugar honey baked ham. I believe that's kind of what this is. I just bought it in spiral, like already sliced, instead of buying the whole ham. Okay, and you can go in between each slice, guys. Which I will likely do in just a minute, okay, to make sure that flavor gets all in between each slice of your ham here. Okay, guys, so here's our ham. Hold on. I have my cherries on here, okay? That juice, leave that juice in the bottom of your pan, okay? Because that's going to simmer in it all good with your ham and everything, guys, okay? Since I did the glaze, you don't really have to sprinkle any extra brown sugar on the top of there or what have you. Also, guys, if you don't want to use water or orange juice in the glaze, you can actually pour just a little bit of your cherry juice in there, okay? It's really good that way as well, okay? The whole point is giving the ham that sweet, flavorful type of taste, okay, guys? So, that's all to it. I'm going to cover this with aluminum foil, and I'm going to bake it, guys, okay? Okay, guys, so as you can see, I use ham in my greens, okay? I really didn't want any of that fatty salt meat stuff in here or anything like that, so I just decided to use the ham pieces inside my ham. You can use whatever type you want to. I was actually thinking about doing some turkey wings, but I'm doing several different meats, so I just didn't feel like, wanting to deal with needing to smoke some turkey wings to go in the greens, guys, okay? So I just decided to do it like this, guys. However, you can use whatever type of meat you want. Regular salt meat, bacon, ham, turkey wings, turkey necks, anything like that, or what have you, would be really good in greens, guys, okay? Okay, guys, so first things first, with cornbread dressing, you need cornbread, okay? So, it is preferred with cornbread dressing to bake your cornbread from scratch here, okay? Just follow the instructions on the back of the cornbread package that you get, or the cornmeal, basically, package that you get, okay? It's usually like 2 cups of the cornmeal, but depending on which one you use, okay? But it's definitely like 2 cups of the cornmeal. You need like 2 eggs. You need like a cup of milk. You need oil. Yeah. Things like that. But some of them are different, so it just depends on which one you use, okay? So you're going to follow those directions, put it in your long pan to bake your cornbread, okay? You're going to fix that regular, okay? As you can see, I already have my cornbread done here, okay? I've already, cut it up, okay? From there, I'm going to show you how you make cornbread dressing, guys, okay? Okay, guys, so we are going to put together real quick our creamy topping for the red velvet cheesecakes we made. Okay, and I'm actually doing this a little bit different. I actually have different ways of making my creamy toppings, and I do it different all the time. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some whipped cream cheese here, guys. Okay, so I'm going to use this entire container of whipped cream cheese, and this is an 8 ounce. Okay, so I'm just gonna dump all of this in here. Yeah. Okay. From there, we're also going to use Cool Whip. Okay. And you're not gonna, unless you're making like a lot of pies, okay, you do not need this entire deal of Cool Whip. Okay, so I'm probably gonna do like about maybe half. Let's see. I don't even think I need that much, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Yeah, like half. Our creamy whipped topping. And this is an 8 ounce as well, guys. So you an 8 ounce of the Cool Whip. We're only going to do like half of the container, okay, guys? We're also going to do a cup of powdered sugar. And I'm just going to eyeball this, but it's like a cup, okay? Now, like I said, I do this in many different ways, guys, okay? You can use the black cream cheese and just some your powdered sugar and some vanilla, and that's it. Blend that in together, and or you can do it this way with the whipped cream cheese, the Cool Whipped, and the powdered sugar. Also, we're going to use some vanilla extract, guys. Okay. Like probably half a teaspoon. Add that in there. Just like that. We're going to blend that in. And if we want to smooth it out, if you want to smooth it out any more, you can add a little bit of milk, guys, okay? But that Cool Whip is really creamy. The whipped cream cheese is really creamy as well. So you really don't have to. You can actually go without it, okay? But if you want to break that powdered sugar down a little more, then you can definitely add like a tablespoon or two of milk, okay? See, it's already like really creamy, okay? Because we use that's the reason why I use the Cool Whip and the whipped cream cheese. Both of those products are already whipped up like really smooth, okay? So there's not much extra you need to do, okay? But you want to keep folding that in, keep stirring for a little bit, guys, okay? To make sure those clumps of that powdered sugar is broke down in there really good. Okay, guys, so I'm going to add just a little bit of milk. So like I said, if you do decide to add a little milk, just to go ahead and break down that powdered sugar a little bit more, you only need about 1 or 2 tablespoons, okay? But I can pretty much eyeball it. I know how I like it, how I want it. Okay, so And whip this up really quick. Okay, and that's our whipped creamy topping, guys, that we're going to use. And clear up my spoon here. Make sure we don't have any chunks on it. Put that in there. Scrape down the sides of the bowl. Make sure you have all that cream cheese, all of the Cool Whip, all your ingredients are folded in together real smooth like, okay? Just like that, guys. Okay, y'all, so the first red velvet cheesecake we did, this is the one that I did the little swirlies, okay? So it's like, it's got the red and the green in there. I just wanted to do something different with the rest of the batter, guys, okay? So we're going to put that creamy topping right on top of here, just like that, guys, and we're going to spread it around. I can do so without making a mess. And you want it all the way to the edge of your pie, guys. So just kind of turn it as you're spreading the cream cheese. And you can add you a little bit more filling on here if you would like to. However, if you just want like a thin layer of the creamy topping, you only maybe need about, I put like 2 big scoops in here, and that's enough to spread it all the way across. You know how some desserts that have that creamy topping on there, some people like that to be like thick, like as thick as like, you know, the rest of the contents of the pie. If so, then you definitely want, you know, like 3 or 4 scoops of your topping. Okay, so just like that, guys. Okay, and then we're going to use some chopped pecans, guys, and we're going to sprinkle some chopped pecans on top of our red velvet cheesecake. Well, this is our red velvet swirl cheesecake here, guys, okay? So you can crush these up smaller if you would like, okay? Just like that, guys, okay? And then we're going to put the lid on it, and we're going to set this in the refrigerator. And let it chill overnight, guys, okay? So it'll be all ready for tomorrow. I like to close all the gaps, guys, okay? Sorry. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Just like that. Okay, and then the lid that your pie crust, if you're using like a store-bought pie crust, that clear lid that was on the top of that, you're just gonna put it on top just like that, okay? And just close up the ends of it. And you're going to put it in your refrigerator and let it chill overnight, okay? And you don't want to do this process of putting your creamy topping and all of that on there until your pie is already like nice and cool, okay? Even if you let it sit out and you don't put it and let it cool, you know, naturally or what have you, without putting it in the refrigerator yet or what have you, you want the pie to be like all the way cool. Like the pie shouldn't be warm at all to the touch anymore, okay? we have our other one. This is my traditional red velvet cheesecake there, guys. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing with it. Y'all, if y'all hear any music or anything in the background, I don't own the rights to it. My daughter is turned up, honey. She's so funny. For some reason, she waits till, like, when it gets dark outside. It don't matter what time of day it is, because it's not really late right now. But, you know, it gets dark early in the fall and in the winter. But it doesn't matter, honey. By the time it's dark outside, it's like she wants to turn up to the max. It'd be like all throughout the day. It was not that loud. But, I don't know. Something about late evening, she'd be wanting to turn up. Okay, guys. Just like that. And you want to make sure your creamy topping is all the way to the edge of your pie. That way you get a real nice, good portion size of it when you slice it. Okay? So just like that, y'all. And we're going to add our pecans on top of this one as well. I hope everybody's holiday is going good. I hope everybody's doing well and feeling well. Okay. Even for those of you who don't particularly celebrate the holidays, I'm still wishing you peace, love, and light, and hope you're doing well. Okay, just a few more here, guys, and we're going to do the same thing with covering this one up and putting it in the refrigerator. Okay, and of course, you know, we made those sweet potato pies earlier. We made the sweet potato cream pie, as did we make a regular sweet potato pie, guys. Okay. So you want to we covered those with foil earlier, but you just want to put those in the refrigerator as well because it's meant to be cold. That's why it's nice and refreshed and cool tomorrow for dessert after you have your dinner. Okay, guys? So that's all to that. We're going to put our lid on top here. We're going to put those away as well, guys, okay? Now, if you would like a creamy topping on top of the sweet potato cream pie, you can, okay? But you remember, the cream, what makes it a cream pie is that I have cheesecake at the bottom of, so it's layered, okay? You have, it's half cheesecake, it's half sweet potato pie, right? But if you want a creamy topping on there, you can use the same kind of creamy topping on there as well, guys, okay? But it is not necessary, okay, because it's good by itself. So this is our sweet potato pie. Okay, this is the regular one here. And I don't know, I don't think I want to do creamy topping on this whole pie. But what you could do, which would be really cool, because we have a little bit of creamy topping left here, guys, okay? So when you get ready to slice this, okay, you know, people can make slices and you can just get like an ice cream scoop and put one scoop on top of like each slice if you want to do it like that, okay, to have that extra, you know, that creamy topping on top of there. Or like have you almost kind of like how people put like say a scoop of ice cream on top of their cobbler or something, or how people sometimes put a a scoop of like Cool Whip on top of their pies and different things as well. Okay, this could serve as something like that. It's just a creamy topping on top, but I don't want to put it on the entirety of the pie, guys. So this is our sweet potato cream pie here, guys. Okay. Okay, guys. So as you can see here, these are all the ingredients that you need on the inside of your, well, it's some other ingredients, but this is what you need for your cornbread dressing, guys. Okay, so as you can see, I have already pre-chopped celery, regular onions, green bell pepper, red bell pepper, and green onions, guys. Okay. You're also going to need 2 eggs. Depending on the portion, if you're making a small portion, you can use 1 egg. Okay. Normally, like if you're making chicken and dressing, then or something like that, then use cream of chicken or cream of mushroom. Okay. However, which is what I normally use, but because I'm doing a seafood dressing, I'm using cream of celery here. Okay, you could use cream of celery as well, even if you decide to do turkey or chicken and dressing or something like that. Okay, I'm also using vegetable broth. However, if you're cooking chicken with your dressing, you're want to use chicken broth. Okay, so basically, if you're going to do chicken and dressing, you want cream of chicken, and then you'll want chicken broth or chicken stock. Okay, chicken broth and chicken stock is really kind of the same, but chicken stock have more flavor. Okay, to it, it's thicker as well. We got a whole host of seasonings that we're going to be using, guys. Okay, so as it relates to your vegetables, guys, you are going to saute these, okay, before we can assemble this all together. Make sure you wash your vegetables, okay, before you chop them up. Okay, once you do that, you're going to put all of your vegetables, actually I need a little bit of this. Okay, put all of your vegetables in a sauteing pan, a skillet, or what have you, whatever you want to use. Okay, just like that, guys. Okay, leave just a little bit out, okay, because we're going to put this in our this in our gravy. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. Okay, so after you get your celery, your onion, your green onion, your red bell pepper, green bell pepper, in your pan, guys, okay, I'm going to put a little bit of poultry seasoning right on top of here, just like that, guys. I'm also going to do a little bit of sage, ground sage, guys, okay? A little bit of garlic pepper, or excuse me, what is this? Garlic powder, guys, sorry. A little bit of onion powder. And a little bit of black pepper, okay? We're also going to add some slices of butter, guys, okay? So as much or as little as you would like, okay? If you prefer to do olive oil, you can do olive oil. I do that as well, guys. I'm actually running a little bit low on olive oil right now, though. So I gotta get some more. So we're just gonna do butter, okay? Right down there on your vegetables, just like that. I'm gonna take some of my vegetable broth and pour it on top of there just a little bit, guys. Okay, and you're gonna sit this over to medium to high heat and let this saute. Okay, and that's basically when, you know, your onions and your peppers and everything has like softened up. Like they're not really crisp anymore, but they're really softened, like sauteed. Okay. Okay, guys. The next thing you want to do, with your cornbread dressing, after you bake your cornbread, you're going to crumble it. Okay. There's no fancy way to do this. You're just crumbling cornbread. Okay. Also, for those of you where you feel like you don't have enough cornbread, you can toast white bread, wheat bread, any kind of regular bread. You can toast it, okay? Don't put any butter or anything on it. Like, you can either put it in your oven on broil or something like that, or if you have a toaster, you can toast it, okay? And you can crumble that up. And with your cornbread as well, okay? To fill it out if you need to, okay? So you're just basically crumbling cornbread, guys. Every last bit of it. While you have your vegetables sauteing. And it shouldn't really take your vegetables long. If you go ahead and turn up the heat to like medium-high heat, like I said, it won't take your vegetables long to like soften up and saute. Okay, and then when that's done, we're going to be adding it to our crumbled cornbread, guys. Just like that. And you want to get you want to break your cornbread down as fine as possible as you can. Otherwise, you're going to have like that. You're going to have bread chunks in your cornbread dressing, which it'll still like, you know, do like it's supposed to do and everything or what have you. But you'll just have some chunky spots. Okay, so you want to break it down as fine as possible. Okay, guys. Just like that. And believe it or not, after we mix all of our ingredients in here, we blend together the combination of everything, and it actually goes back in the oven after we add all of our ingredients together, guys. Okay, so once you have broken down every piece, you're just going to go back through and just dig in and just crumble it up as fine as possible. You want to go back in there and get those bigger pieces and just break them down, okay? And you can just leave your cornbread sitting right in the pan that is in, that you baked your cornbread in. You can leave it in that pan until we get ready to add everything else, guys, okay? And I went through the ingredients. So basically, after after our vegetables get done sauteing, guys, we're gonna pour that mixture on top of our crumbled cornbread. Okay, we're going to add 2 eggs, 2 raw eggs, our cream of celery, and our vegetable broth. Okay. And like whatever meat you're using, like if you want meat inside of your dressing, then you're going to add that meat, guys, okay? However, if you're fixing like a whole hen or a whole chicken or a whole turkey or something like that, after you put together your stuffing mix, you can stuff your turkey or whatever on the inside of it or what have you. And then put the rest of your cornbread dressing all around it if you have a big enough pan for that, or you can cook them separately. Okay. But you'll just take, I would have shown you all that, but I'm not cooking a whole turkey or chicken or anything this year, guys, because I decided that I was going to do the seafood dressing. I've been seeing some people making seafood dressing, so I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do shrimp and crab, okay, inside of this dressing. I am going to do some chicken, but it's going to be on the side, okay. I'm going to bake some chicken wings to go along with it, but as far as inside of the dressing, I'm going to do shrimp and crab meat. Okay, guys. So I think we got that kind of broke down good enough. Okay, we're gonna set this aside, guys. And then we're going to, I have my meat soaking, okay? Obviously, depending on the meat that you're making, you want to clean your meat first, okay? And then you want to season your meat, okay? And you can either cook it separately or you can set it aside to add it to your dressing, you know, when we get to that part and decide to fix our dressing, guys, okay? So, since I'm doing the seafood dressing, guys, I am going to, I'm draining the water off of my seafood, okay? And I really kind of didn't want the other crab meat that I wanted, okay? Like the big packs of crab meat, like was actually still in the crab shell. I couldn't find, okay? So, or either they were out of it when I decided to shop for my groceries for what I was going to cook, guys. So I'm just going to take the tail off the shrimp real quick, guys. And we're going to season this up, okay? Because it's seafood, we're obviously going to use some Cajun seasoning, seafood seasonings, okay? With a combination of other seasonings, okay? I am only using one package of shrimp though, so if you want to stretch that, you definitely can cut this shrimp in half, okay, which kind of double your portion of shrimp for it to go, you know, basically a longer way. But we also have the crab meat in here as well, okay, so it should be plenty meat. Just like that. Okay, I think one more and we can season. Okay, guys, so we're gonna, like I said, we're going to cut this shrimp into smaller pieces, okay? When you do that, you definitely want to get like either the colossal or at the very least the jumbo shrimp, okay? Because they're a lot bigger. So even when you cut them in half, you still have some big pieces of shrimp, okay? Hopefully this crab meat did good in here. I was kind of skeptical. I was only able to find the canned crab meat, which I guess is okay, but I was really kind of wanting The other crab meat, the fresh crab meat, they were totally out of it, so I just decided to just go with some other crab meat. Okay. So basically after we get this done, we're going to season them up and we're going to set it aside until we are ready to add the rest of our ingredients for our cornbread dressing. Okay, guys. Okay. So I'm going to use a bit of Tajin. Okay. I really want this seasoned up really good. I'm going to use the Old Bay seasoning, okay, for seafood. And we're also going to use cayenne pepper. Black pepper. We're going to use garlic powder. Onion powder. And a tad bit of lemon pepper, guys. And I'm going to blend this all in together. And like I said, you have two choices. You could pre-cook this meat. Okay. But usually seafood don't take long to cook. Okay. So it'll cook just fine in your dressing. We want to blend all those flavors up together, guys, and then we're going to set this aside until we're ready to finish our dressing, guys. Okay, guys, so your vegetables should be good and sauteed now, guys. You're going to dump those sauteed vegetables right on top of our crumbled cornbread here, okay, guys? Just like that. You can spread it out. You can mix it in. While it cools down a little, because you're going to have to use your hands in just a minute to blend in really good those wet ingredients that we're going to add, guys. Okay, so basically you're going to add your sauteed vegetables to your crumbled cornbread just like this. Okay, I'm just kind of blending it in some. Okay, just like that, guys. Okay, then you're going to crack 2 eggs right on top of there. And then we're going to add our cream of celery, guys, okay? Remember, if you're doing chicken, okay, use cream of chicken. But you need a cream of something, no matter what you do. You can use any type of cream you want to, but I feel like not everybody adds the cream of chicken or mushroom or cream of celery to their cornbread dressing. I feel like it gives it more flavor. So you're going to dump the entire contents of your cream of celery. In here, guys. Just like that. Toss that can aside. Hopefully y'all can see that. Then we're going to pour on some of our, I'm going to see how well I can do this without my hands. I'm probably going to have to put my gloves on because it's so much easier and quicker if you just kind of dig in with your hands. Definitely wear gloves though. You don't want all of that cornbread and all the other ingredients all under your nails and different stuff. But you definitely want to make sure that this gets all over your cornbread, okay? Because you want your cornbread to be, your cornbread is going to get like soggy, like wet, like, okay? That's the reason why we have to put it back in the oven and let these things bake together, okay? And it'll come out in a solid form the way we want it, guys, okay? And I feel like cornbread for dressing is so much better than stuffing. I don't think stuffing is made with cornbread at all. I think stuffing is made with just bread, just regular bread. That's kind of why it looks like that, but I don't like that stuffing that comes in the box. However, if you're on a budget or something like that, it is definitely cheaper, okay? So, a meal is a meal, especially for someone who is hungry, okay? Okay, so we're going to add us some more vegetable broth. All in the... And we're going to use our entire, I always use an entire container of vegetable broth. Well, almost, okay, because I leave just a little bit because I add it to the gravy that I'm going to make up. But you're going to definitely want to use as much as you need to because you want to make sure that all of these ingredients get all over your that cornbread, okay? You don't want any of your cornbread to be left dry, guys, okay? So I'm going to put some gloves on here so we can hurry up and get this thing done. Just like that, guys. So just kind of dig in and fold this all in. Make sure you get on the edges as well. That's where all that extra cornbread that's still dry is going to be, okay? Just kind of bring everything to the middle. Okay, now once you do that, we're going to add a little bit of salt, guys. We're also going to add a little bit of black pepper. Okay. Then we're going to add some ground sage. As well as some poultry seasoning. And that may look like a lot to you all right now, but it's just still on top right here. So we're going to blend this all in. Okay. Just like that, and we're going to add a bit more of our broth, okay? Whether you're using broth, whether you decide to use broth or stock. Now, broth is cheaper than stock, Okay, and like I said, they're kind of the same, but stock is cheap. Is thicker. It's still a liquid, but it's thicker, and it's more flavorful. Okay, guys. Now, if you are adding meat to your dressing, you can add it now, guys. Okay, and we're just gonna kind of blend that in. The shrimp and the crab. And hopefully this turns out the way I want it to, because I opt out for getting this crab because the other crab meat that I wanted was sold out, which is quite interesting because it's kind of expensive. Which I didn't need a whole lot. I only wanted like 1 or 2 actual crabs. It's the real crab meat that comes. It's still like in the shell, you know. But hopefully this is just as well. Okay, guys. So if you want to bake it in the pan that you made your cornbread in, that is fine. However, I am going to transfer this to another pan, guys, okay? And transfer it to another pan, and then we're just going to smooth it out. And then we can bake it. And then we're going to cover it with some foil, and we're going to put it in the oven, guys. And that's how you make cornbread dressing. I'm going to move this other pan out of the way in just a second, guys, so you all can see. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Scoot this over. Just like that, guys. Smooth it out. And sprinkle you just a little bit more of sage and poultry seasoning right on the top. Okay? And you bake this for about 45 minutes. 30 to 45 minutes, okay? Okay, guys, and that's how you make cornbread dressing. So we're gonna I meant to tell you all as well, I did add a little bit of basil to my to the vegetables that we sauteed. I forgot to tell you all about that seasoning. So just like that. Right on top of there, guys. And if you want to, shoot, I already took my gloves off. If you want to, you can blend it in, smooth it in some more if you want to. If you just want to leave it on top, that's fine. Okay? That's all you gotta do, guys. Okay, so we're going to cover this with some foil, as I said, and it bakes for like 45 minutes. Okay? And that's how you make cornbread dressing, guys. Also, guys, I meant to tell you, usually I put my pan, even though this is a bake ready type of pan, like you can set it right on the rack, I usually put it on like a baking dish of some kind, especially for something like this, and you don't, because it cooks for so long, you don't want the bottom of it to burn or get crisp like that or what have you. You can set it on a pan, but I mean, it's not necessary. You don't have to if you don't want to or what have you, guys. Okay? And this is perfectly fine for like, especially if you're cooking like the day before a holiday, guys, to prep all of this and cook this and just set it aside. That way, the next day when you get up that next morning, you can just turn on your oven. You can just, you know what I'm saying, just bake it or what have you, and it'll be ready to go. Okay, guys? Okay, guys, so that concludes today's Diamonds Divine Creations with yours truly, which is myself, Diamonds, guys. I am going to make a couple other sides like corn on the cob and macaroni and cheese, deviled eggs, and things like that or what have you, but I mean, like, those things go without saying. I'm pretty sure I don't need to show y'all how to do that or what have you, but I am going to add the finished product of everything that's going to be included with this video, guys, at the end. So as always, guys, like I said, thank you all so much for listening and for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. That is your free way of showing your support to help grow the channel. I am wishing everyone peace, love, and light. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Okay, guys? Till the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God.